Assalamu alaikum, Sister Nuraysa Mariam. I want to start with, who is Nuraysa Mariam? Can you tell us briefly about your life?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Nuraysa Mariam. I was born and raised in Tokyo and still reside here. I'm currently a full-time student studying Islamic studies, and I'm an Islamic content creator online, writing about my own experiences as a revert Muslimah.
How was your life in regards to faith? Did you have any faith before?
I can say that I was not an atheist, but I had different beliefs at different stages in my life. Growing up, my family was very well off financially. And unfortunately, while on the outside, everything seemed fine, seemed perfect, but there were many issues underneath. My grandfather was really kind and took care of us a lot, but my grandmother was different. She was an alcoholic. The alcohol caused her to abuse us after we were born, as my mother's attention to him decreased. My father's money wasting, domestic violence, and cheating became so bad. I advised my mother to go to a safe place, and she decided to divorce. And after the divorce, I ended up spending the rest of my life, my childhood, in a single mother's home. And we found out that our grandparents were not our real grandparents. My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer due to all the stress she had. So because of these difficult, traumatic experiences, I became interested in the human state of mind from a young age. Only person I could always speak my true mind to during those difficult times was God. And I didn't know exactly where or who this God was, but I believed that there was something called God in my heart. Then after I became a university student, I started to work as shrine maiden, which is miko in Japanese. I thought my belief was closer to Shinto idea than the Buddhist one. So that was my faith before Islam.
What was the thing that made you question your beliefs?
While I was working at shrine, many questions and doubts arose. Had to be very careful with our language. So we were told that shrines are different from shop and not places to do business. This place is for prayers and serving to the gods. So therefore, expressions such as selling and buying things are not used. I served with that spirit. However, I felt that the shrine priest and his family did not. I thought that the huge sums of money came into the shrine during the year end and the New Year's holidays, and that money from those who came to visit the shrine was used for the gods. But the family and the friends of the shrine priest took money from there and ordered luxurious food every day. As I did this every day, I began to wonder if money was necessary for my faith, and if I needed to pay every time I make wish. I went home and told my sister about it, and my sister said, money was made for God. Why does God need money from us in the first place? This led me question what I thought was my religion and what I served.
How did you first hear about Islam?
My childhood experiences, I started to think that where the true happiness lies. This question led me to discover different types of religions in the world. I started to study other religions in the world. Everything that I studied didn't make sense to me, but the only religion that made sense to me was Islam.
What was your view of Islam back then? Did you have any prejudices?
I knew nothing about Islam until high school. I knew so little about it that I don't even remember if I even knew that its name before that. I got to know about Islam is because of my high school philosophy class. It's just one of the studies. My best friend from Russia, she told me that she became a Muslim. She reverted to Islam. She said she's fasting. She didn't drink and she didn't eat. I was really surprised. Like Muslims are fasting, right? So I thought that Islam was strict religion, but that was it. I didn't have any bad image to the Islam because of the lack of information about Islam.
How did your Islamic journey begin?
When I went to university, it was there that I met a woman in hijab for the first time in my life. And then one day, one of my Malaysian friends invited me to masjid in Tokyo. It was the first time I had seen Muslims praying in the groups in Japan. So I was very moved, and I thought that I knew everything about Islam because I studied it in university. And I knew that Muslims pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I didn't understand why they were eager to do it. No, so to find out, I wanted to pray with them. And then maybe, inshallah, I will know the reason why Muslims do. So I asked them to teach me to pray with them in the mosque. And that was when I started to learn Islam in earnest for my faith. And started to wearing hijab, praying, trying to fast, attending many Islamic lectures. And I naturally fell in love with Islam. I did everything, like act of worship in Islam before I converted to Islam. It's because I wanted to know why Muslims want to do that. I know they pray to Allah, but why? And then in order to understand it, I was thinking like, I need to pray. I need to fast. I need to wear hijab. And then maybe I will understand the way they are thinking.
What impressed you the most about Islam?
Yeah, first, I was searching for happiness. What impressed me the most before I reverted to Islam was the way Islam interprets the pretense of happiness in this world, like wealth, fame, status. Like one occasion, my Muslim friend invited me to lunch, and then she treated me everything. So in Japan, if we were friends, we would split the bill. So when I asked her why, and then she said, even if this money runs out, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it me again. Arisa is only one person, and he granted me you as a friend. And then that really stuck with me. Like all the Muslim friends I have met in the past were like that. They were all valued akhirah more than this dunya.
What was the last step that took you to Islam?
Quran. Because I read the Quran with Japanese translation, I could understand what the Quran said. Everything that I read in the Quran hit me, touched me. I felt like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to me directly to my heart. On that day, I didn't take Shahada, maybe. This was all part that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it for me. So the friends told me that if I kept making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. So often I would shed tears, hoping to revert one day before I die. But later, my Malay Quran teacher I met while I traveling in Malaysia, she sent me the Quran with Japanese translation. And then it was the first time reading the Quran in my house. And I felt that as if he understood my heart and my life and everything. So I felt I could not live without denying this anymore. Now I know the truth. How can I live like denying this? On that day, I contacted my Malay friends and then went to the mosque with them, and they took Shahada. Alhamdulillah.
How did your family and the people around you react to your conversion to Islam?
My family, except my mother, did not react negatively. So my sister even congratulated me, like omedetou in Japanese. My mother was extremely angry. She was so angry, and she said, "You are no longer my daughter." And she did not speak to me for a while. I was able to talk to her later was because of my sister. Because I was not able to talk with her. So she explained to her, even though she became a Muslim, she just wanted to try to become a better person. And that was Islam. So later, my mother apologized to me.
Thank you so much for your time, sister. It was a pleasure meeting you. I hope this will be a guide for many people.
Inshallah. Thank you very much for having me today. I really enjoyed the interview with you. Alhamdulillah.
Sister, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.